Hello and welcome to another episode of Two Labs Garage. Sitting here with my 64 Fairlane that I have had for 15 years, and I revived this car. Shame I didn't have a YouTube channel then, because it would have been a really good one for it. Anyway, today we're going to make this thing shine some. We're going to improve the outside look without spending a whole lot of money. Now, not too long ago I did a video on my 46 Chevrolet where I cleaned it up and put floor wax on it. And some time has passed. I'm pretty impressed with how it turned out, so I'm going to put floor wax on this one, but I'm going to do a completely different than I did on that, and pretty sure I can achieve the same results. So stay tuned. We're going to shine this whole thing up. Alright, so how am I doing it differently? Well, for instance, the 46 Chevrolet, I cleaned up with a power washer. Let's say you don't have one. Not using it on this one. Yeah, it'd be nice, but I'm just going to do it a different way. I also learned some lessons of that one I'm going to apply to this one. And also, I just want to inspire some of y'all. You might find a old car on Marketplace and think, you know, I kind of like to get in the hobby. Might like to do some shows or just have something to take for a Sunday drive. But it looks like this. Paint's dead. Wasn't a very good paint job. Scratches. But you don't want to sell your firstborn to pay for body and paint. I just want to show you got options. Now I'm not saying this is the only way. I mean, you got Poppy's Patina, Vice Grip Garage's Shine Juice. Great products. This stuff's $20 for a gallon and goes a long ways. Another option you have. Take it to Mako, get a paint job. People talk a lot of ish about them, but my Montego's a Mako paint job. It hadn't been on the channel in a while, but I'll put a picture up. I'm happy with it for what I paid. But where they'll get you is on bodywork stuff. You see the advertised price. That's just paint it, no bodywork. Straightening it out, it adds up quick. So, but I'm going to tell you, I don't think it's a bad option. If you want to have a Pebble Beach winter, waste of money. But if you just want something to go and have fun with, not a bad way to go. But I'm going to show you the one where I can do this with floor wax and see if you think it's right for you. Alright, first things first, spray her down. Alright, so we've wet the car down. Now, you need to get a good clean surface. It doesn't matter if you're doing a conventional wax job on a car. If you're waxing the floor, you want a clean surface. Well, this is no different. But I'm going to want a deep clean, so now keep in mind this will scratch paint. This car I can't hurt, so it's fine. But go clean the exterior with Comet and sponges. Now I got the kind that, well, it's got like the Scotch-Brite on this side and regular on this side. Yeah, this is gonna be key. So anyway, got a sponge, got me some Comet, and now we're gonna deep clean this thing. Alright, and now just gonna take the Scotch-Brite side and go in circles. I don't know if I already said this, but I don't know how long it's been since this car's been cleaned. I don't ever recall washing it. I'm not going to say I haven't. I mean, I may have taken a brush and given it a scrub down real quick, but also this car has some peeling clear coat, so don't want to get that. Get a little water on this. This is the first nozzle I found. I may end up looking for the good one because I'm not a fan of this. But it is getting the job done. So far I'm pleased. But I got a whole car to do, and I don't think y'all really want to sit there and watch me wash a whole car. So I'm going to wash the car, and I'll come back to you when it's time for the next step. And if something comes up worth seeing, I will come get y'all for that. Alright, so I got the thing washed, scrubbed down, cleaned up, and she's actually looking pretty good. Cleanest this car has been in at least 20 years. So anyway, next thing on the agenda is to dry it off. Different ways to do that: chamois, leaf blowers, let it sit. I like spin dry, which means I'm just going to drive it around. Now Caroline, come here, baby. Up. Yeah, my black lab here. She's a good girl. She hates this car with a passion, so I'm not going to force her to ride. But anyway, spin dry. We'll be back. Alright, so a couple things. First, it got a little chilly. I had to go get a coat. Got my Sunday best. You like it? Yeah. It has one job. It keeps me warm. It doesn't. And I'm not afraid of messing it up. But anyway, big takeaway from last time. Gloves. Gloves. I had a devil of a time getting this stuff off my hands. If you do get it on your hands, go raid your wife's fingernail polish remover. It'll take it right off. And if you don't have a wife, dollar store. It'll work just fine. Guess I got big hands. Blue Man Group. Woo-hoo. Smurf. Anyway, don my gloves. And I have a new sponge. The old one was pretty well wore out after the wash job. And we're going to use the soft side this time. When I did the Chevy, I used a microfiber cloth. This time I'm going to try it with a sponge, see which one works better. And, I mean, worst case, I can just say, this is no good, go get microfiber. So anyway, I am using Zip high traffic floor polish. Now, they make one that's a high gloss. I think they call it wet look or something like that. And that stuff looks really good when you put it on. However, I know on a floor, you have to run a buffer over it like 3 times a week, or it just goes to looking like doo-doo. I imagine it says frequent buffing required on the car. No, I don't know, because it's just it's not made for that. But I would imagine probably the same thing. This is for infrequent buffing. It's been a little over a month. My Chevy still looks good, so that's what I'm going to do. Never take away from that. A little goes a long way. So I'm going to put some on the sponge. And start to apply. Drink it right up. I might need to get the sponge more to a soaked state. Never take away from the Chevy. Well, you got a good rust spot. It did better dabbing, but this car is pretty solid, so believe it or not. Hopefully I won't have to do that. On the hood, I'm going to leave half of the hood with while I do the first coat, just so you can see side by side how it looks. I've got to turn my light on, but here we go. Now I will say the sides, the clear is still in okay shape in places, and it didn't take much at all. And you look there, this car does have some beautiful patina to it. Not the Fairlane, this is honest to God patina. And this right here is from its previous life as a police car, where the little gumball light would be stuck up and magneted to the roof. See, some spots where it's still drying back here. But this fender here has not been done, nor has the passenger side of hood. I really hope you can see that, because that really is an incredible difference. Now, I'm going to have to two-coat the flat parts, the roof, the trunk, and the hood. That's fine, but I wanted to give you all an idea of, the before and after. Alright, so time to do a second coat. Or actually just finish up this. And I am much more a fan of a patina than the Fairlane. I mean, to each their own. If you like the Fairlane, that's fine. I'm just personally, I think nature gets it right. Like a lot of other things. Try as we may, we're no match for Mother Nature and the good Lord. Anyway, go ahead and get this side done. This is really drinking it up. I never noticed I had a dent there. Huh. I need to, first of all, I need to come up with a name for this car. When I first got it, and it wasn't this faded, I called it the Mauve Monster. But this car ain't gonna always be mauve. It's gonna be, well, I don't want to blow the surprise, but I'm gonna put a wild gaudy paint job on this thing one day. But until then, we're gonna enjoy it like it is. So maybe keep calling it the Mauve Monster. Maybe one of y'all has a good name for it. If you do, drop it down. If I like one, I'll thank you graciously on the channel, give you a mention. Who knows, maybe come up with something else. Now as for this color, whatever you call it, I wouldn't have picked it. Alright, so 2 coats. Whole hood's got 2 coats by the way now. And this is what we're looking like. Now we still got a little drying to do, so don't think it's gonna be this wet looking, but all in all, it's not bad. Like I said, the sides really weren't drinking a whole lot up, but these flat areas, the trunk, the roof, the hood, they're thirsty. So anyway, in a minute here, go turn my lights on, and I will put a 3rd coat on it. But yeah, this is the area where there's so much patina. Car was originally gold, by the way. There's a few places you can see the gold paint popping through like that. And like I said, this thing was originally a police car, so hey, I'm pretty shocked it survived, because they don't have an easy life. But it's also got the police package, so it's got a little more ponies under the hood, and a little bit stiffer suspension. So soon I plan on redoing that interior too. Like I said, I got some plans for the outside, but she's gonna be a Patina mobile here for a while till I'm good and ready to do that. Waiting for parts of a Camaro. Got an engine to put in that truck. And we're gonna see how this stuff does on a white vehicle. I've heard some of other stuff yellows. That truck, we're gonna try it on that. All right, so 3 coats on the horizontal parts, 2 on the verticals. Now, again, I just got done, so it needs a little time to dry and set up. But man, I've had this car 15 years. I've never seen it look this good. I am pretty impressed. Trump could go for a 4th coat. Maybe not. Might wait till good daylight and make up my mind. But yeah, this thing is really, still not that crazy about the color, but it's better than it was, no doubt about that. All right, so after everything dried up, I hope y'all can see this, but those lines dried on here, and I really wish I hadn't done this. And I'm not really sure why it did. The old Chevy, it's got about a month on the Fairlane, didn't do it. Still looks good too. So my theories as to why this happened is I did do a little bit of buffing on this with a dry rag. I didn't on that, so maybe it needs to be buffed, or commercial floor needs buffing. It was also a bit cooler when I did this one. So maybe the low temperatures, maybe I went too heavy-handed, maybe it was a sponge versus the microfiber towel. I don't know. But I'm just gonna level with y'all. I was initially pleased, but then when it did this, I wasn't. Well, I'm gonna see if I can't salvage this. Alright, so just to be honest with y'all here, I have no idea how any of this is gonna turn out. So I'm using my car as a guinea pig for y'all. So anyway, I got my 7-inch variable speed tool out, old Makita. I got this used and it didn't have a T-handle, so that's gonna be a pain, but I can deal with it. And I got a wool pad on my block because I just figured something medium. See what happens. You know, I really honestly do not know what's gonna happen. So anyway, kind of start down on the lower speed side, start at 1, I guess. Go skip 2, go all the way at 3. Alright, so that did a little bit, but I'm still going to call this strike 1. 3 strikes, I'm out, you know. So I believe really the problem was that I put too much on and I may have not allowed enough time between coats. But anyway, I went back to the microfiber rag because that seemed to do better. And I'm going to put, another coat on this trunk. Double down, right? I'm going to let go. I'm also going, when it gets to the right point, I'm going to buff it. So we're going to do a apply and buff on the trunk, and then leave the trunk just to see how it does. Because if that don't work, strike 2. Also on the bottle it says figure 8 motion. Sure. My general thought process here is maybe when I put it back on in the liquid form, that stuff and the old stuff will kind of get together and mix up and do kind of undo the damage. My thinking might be flawed, who knows. And then when it gets to the buffing point, we'll just see if now while I do on strike 2, I haven't thought about that yet. Well, I've thought about it, but I haven't come up with anything. But anyway, gonna give that a few minutes to dry. Then we'll come back with a buffer. A few minutes later. Alright. Seems to dry pretty quick, so we'll see what happens. So switch it down to number 2 this time. Alright. So what I'm going to call this is foul ball, still strike 2. It did some, there's still a little bit of streakage going on, but that might actually work. I may have to put one more final coat on top of this, but you know, I'm gonna put one with microfiber cloth, kind of do like I did on the Chevy. See how it turns out. Alright, so I kind of caught the camera at this angle, show you the roof, which I haven't done, and the trunk that I have. Took me 2 strikes, but yeah, I think it did all right. But that just goes to show you, no, don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to fail, because I was at first really excited with how it turned out. Then when it did this mess, I was really disappointed. I was ready to go to Lowe's and get a thing of floor stripper and just strip the whole thing off and either try again the exact same way I did the Chevy, or my cousin gave me a thing of shine juice for Christmas, so I thought about it, but no, I stick with this. That Ford truck in the background, we're going to try shine juice on that. Probably the Camaro. For me, this was really a neat experiment, especially after I had resounding success on one vehicle. It's been over 2 months now, still looks great. And then this one, yeah, it kind of flopped, but hey, I made mistakes, I learned from them, and I feel like I'm better for it. And of course, I'm going to give you updates as far as how this goes. Please, if you don't mind, do hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, helps me out a lot, and I'll be doing more experiments and bringing more vehicles back to life and doing all kinds of things to try to help you enjoy this hobby on budget much like I do. So anyway, subscribe, like, notification bell, all that good stuff. But most of all, enjoy your projects. Don't be afraid to fail. It's not that big a deal on this. I mean, we can fix it. And be nice to each other. Take care. See you again soon. Bye-bye.